So what made you want to write, produce and direct this film, and have you always been interested in this sort of genre of film?
I've always been interested in movies that sort of do a lot of things in one movie, where it's not just a comedy or just a science fiction movie or just a drama. And the first idea for Super 8 was to revisit the time when I was, your age or younger, and to try and, tell a story about a kind of group of sort of misfit kids making movies. And that was really the first way in.
So could you tell us a little bit about your characters in the film?
I play Charles, who's the director of the zombie movie within the movie, and he's very bossy and production value crazed, and him and Joe are best friends.
My character throughout the story has to try to solve the mystery of what's going on in this small town as things, people, animals, creatures, whatever, starts to disappear. The town starts going crazy, and they turn to me for help because the sheriff as well has disappeared.
Kind of play the kid who always likes to have fun, he'll blow anything he can get his hands on up, and he'll act first and think later, basically.
My character, Joe, his mom just died, and his dad's he's a deputy at the police station, and he wants to send his son, me, off to baseball camp all summer, but I want to stay and make a movie with these guys.
Do you think your character, Alice, is anything like your personality in real life?
Well, I can definitely, hang with the guys, and I think Alice can do that, too. She's definitely a very tough girl. She steals her dad's car, and she's very strong, and I'm like that as well. I mean, even though, I might dress very girly and things, but I threw the football around with them, and we had a really good time together. I was just one of the guys.
Where did the idea for Super 8 actually come from?
Well, the idea was just started with the desire to go back and revisit that time as a kid in my life making student films. So it just began with that, and then as the story developed, the idea of the sort of more science fiction element came in.
So what would you say was your favourite moment while you were working on the film?
It was actually the diner scene, and we couldn't stop laughing. It was just uncontrollably. I actually had to physically curl up into a ball and face the other way to actually get through the different setups and the shots, and JJ was crying, laughing.
We do a lot of fun scenes, like running through explosions, and I mean, it's every teenager's dream to run through explosions, so to do it in front of J.J. Abrams and Steven Spielberg, it was literally a dream come true.
So in Super 8, there's a lot of focus on the train crash. How did you sort of direct that scene, and did it turn out the way you expected it to?
It was really fun doing the train crash. The most important thing, obviously, was that the kids be safe, because it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. We had a lot of real explosions and things. And so the fun of it was figuring out how to connect the kids to the crash, because I didn't want to just do a big train crash and then sort of cut to kids running, and then a big train crash and cut to kids running. I wanted them to be sort of in the shots where crazy things were happening. The most fun for me was how much fun they were having, because we would have these shots where we were on a truck and the camera was driving and they were just running, and every time they got to go, they were like, please, can we do another take? They just loved doing it and having explosions and happening in the background. It was really fun.
What would you say was perhaps the hardest scene to film?
I guess the one where it was the really big scene for Alice, my character, where she sort of breaks down, and those are always, tough, but it was great, and JJ always makes you feel so comfortable anyway.
What's your favourite movie monsters and why?
I'd say my favorite movie monster is the shark off Jaws. Jaws. Yeah, that movie was really just, I saw it when I was young, and it scared me, and I'm scared of sharks still.
The Wolfman, the original Wolfman, because when I was a kid, it scared me to death. I remember I'd sit in my tub, had a little window up in the deal, and after seeing the Wolfman when I was a little kid, that one, black and white, you know what I'm talking about? You've seen it? I always thought he was up in that window looking down at me. It scared me to death.
I would have to say the Cloverfield monster, if you guys have seen that, that thing is it's so mysterious, but at the same time it's 200 feet tall or whatever. I don't know, but it was really crazy to see.
That's so hard to say. I mean, E.T.'s not really like a monster, but he's such a cute little alien. And when you see that movie, you want there to be aliens like E.T. So I think that he could be my favorite little alien.